in a world without sports. One talk show dares to talk about sports. FuzzJockRadio, Season 2, Episode 2.
And we are back with another episode of FuzzJockRadio. I'm your host, or actually I should just say I'm one of your hosts that does the show because, you know, I'm part of the FuzzJockRadio. And I started in the beginning of Season 1, Episode 1. And there was a point in time where I just started saying things about our guests, and they were like actually kind of ghosts, but then I said ghost and guest at the same time, and it ended up being Hest, and it was really strange. So I just kept on going, and nobody really said anything, and just kept on going with the episodes. And now we're into Season 2, and this is Episode 2, and I should actually introduce the other guest hosts, the most with the host guests, Hess, C-Dubs, and James are here. Those are some ghosts. Hess, hosts of ours. And then we also have a guest, Damen. Welcome, boys.
We did it. We made it to another episode.
I am really sorry for that intro. I don't know what was going on.
I thought it was kind of funny, like we were going to play along that you were all by yourself.
What if
that we weren't actually here, and you're just going to say that we're here and, carry on with your what's that? What's that, C-Dubs?
I mean, I'm really glad that
this.
I'm glad that you guys stopped me, because I could have gone the whole episode doing that. And then, Damen, I just want to explain to you, you're not just a guest on our show, you're actually a host. There's no hierarchy in FuzzTalkRadio, FuzzJockRadio. FuzzTalkRadio, not really any hierarchy there either, but like with FuzzJockRadio, for sure, there's no hierarchy. And so our guests are on the same level as Charlie, C-Dubs, James, Fuzzy, Nuts, and the Wu-Tang Cats.
Excellent. Well, thanks for having me on the show, guys.
Yeah, you're welcome. Do you know what the show's about?
I heard it was about sports.
You heard. You heard because you listened, right? This is
right.
Like your number one podcast that you listen to?
Yeah. Every Monday, 10:30.
Good.
I'm listening.
Central Standard.
Good.
I listen to it every week.
Do you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I can hear you in my headphones. Like,
oh yeah.
I'm listening live.
I suppose.
Every week. I've done it.
So let's just get right into it, guys. What did we do this last week? We had a whole week of a lot of stuff. And James, what did you do?
I hung out with my son. We played a bunch of video games. Getting into some Nintendo.
Good.
Yeah.
C-Dubs, what did you do this week?
I also played video games.
Nice.
Did a lot of Fallout 6, and my cat had her birthday, so that was my week.
Oh, well, happy birthday there, Mojo.
15 years old.
15 years old. So, do cats have like ages like dogs, where you times it by a couple numbers, or are they just 15?
I have no clue.
Okay, well, Damen, did you do anything this last week?
I did not really do much. Me and Violet pretty much just hung out at home and made a bunch of food.
Nice.
Stuck at home, so gonna do some home cooking.
Yeah, you sent me some
she
pictures
had
of
her,
that.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
You sent me some pictures of the food that you've been making.
Yeah. I've been kind of going off the deep end there. Violet had her birthday last week, and we made an entire prime rib. Because we don't have anything else going on, so might as well roast some meat for a couple hours and not leave the house.
Happy birthday to Violet. It's
Yeah.
a birthday show, guys. Did you know that we're gonna have a birthday show tonight?
It's the birthday show.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I had no idea.
I didn't either.
Buzz?
I did stuff, like every week. I do a lot of things. I went to that one place, and then also just like you guys played a lot of video games. played a lot of Skylines and Animal Crossing and
Nice.
and stuff like that. You know who else has been playing a lot of video games? Those NASCAR people. Dude,
Oh, no kidding.
Oh.
I noticed, or I don't know, noticed. I saw a headline or a news article or watched some YouTube or something about NASCAR for some reason. And
I'm gonna need you to verify those sources.
it's one of those sources. And it was neat. They were saying that NASCAR really hasn't missed a step since everything happened. Like they've been playing virtual races and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Those big simulators, right?
What's that?
So they have like big simulators they can use to like make it very much realistic.
Yeah, so they pretty much every race car driver, like, and I'm talking like NASCAR and Indy 500 and all the other ones. Most of the drivers have their own simulation stock. They all have the same stock car simulation rig where it has a steering wheel and gas pedals and everything, and then like they have like 3 screens around them to show like their side views and everything, and they have
Yeah.
like a simulation game specifically made for their rigs, and they for the last couple of years they have just virtual tournaments with money involved and stuff like that, and with COVID and having to shut down the real races, a lot of those racers transferred over to the virtual racing, and I guess it's awesome. Like they have live commentary on it. It resembles the real thing when they're driving, to the point where one of the drivers was saying that if somebody in virtual racing catches up to him or gets past him, like he's actually worried that if he gets behind the actual wheel, he'll be able to beat him in an actual real race or whatever. So pretty neat.
So I have a question.
Yeah.
So these virtual rigs, they've used them for like practicing
Yep.
and training, I'm sure. Are they able to like connect to each other where they're kind of like online gaming with each other?
100%, and that's where the
Oh,
virtual
wow.
tournaments come from. And they've been doing virtual racing tournaments the last couple of years to get the thing going. And
That's cool.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, that's really cool. And the online NASCAR simulation has actually been around for a long time. I have a friend who turned me onto it right around the like early 2000s.
Oh.
When it was still, like PC game port, steering wheel simulators and stuff. I remember him having his NASCAR setup, and he had still the big CRT2 monitor and everything. And they were taking it super seriously then, so he had a steering wheel set up, some pedals set up, but the real thing that people were really getting into is even back then you could control all the setup aspects of the car. So they'd have different races, at the different tracks and stuff, and they would be sending these setups back and forth to people, because if you like had your suspension set up wrong, or your engine set up wrong, you just wouldn't even have a chance, so like, they would trade all these like short track setups, with all these different suspension settings. It was really interesting, and very, very in depth. I was really surprised. So I'm sure these NASCAR guys are probably on some sort of same level there.
can
But
you
yeah, it's
go ahead?
no, I was just gonna say it's been around for a while,
Yeah.
or just kind of underground. If nobody made you aware of it, you wouldn't have a clue that how people are seriously people are taking it.
And can you imagine, like, since they've been taking it so seriously way back then, and you're saying that it was so detailed already, how much technology has progressed since then, and how in depth this, even more in depth it's got to be, since it's specifically tailored to provide to them, and not just like an entertainment value thing for like consumers and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, it's got to be a pretty serious physics engine going in there.
And it's
You know.
fucking dope. It's really neat that it's something that I keep on talking about with video chatting and everything, that right now everybody's video chatting and everything, and nobody knows how to use it, and and we're not really in the best quality of video, especially audio over video chats is really it's really bad. And I just keep on thinking, if this technology has been around forever, and if we would have started using this technology way back when it first started, like the NASCAR's started using their technology way back then, our video chats and our sound quality over the internet would sound so much fucking better.
That's a really good point. And it'd be really interesting to see. I mean, I didn't know this had been going on this long, but it'd be really interesting to see going forward, more effort put into this, and maybe not spending and consuming physical resources or putting people in danger to do this.
We can do a lot of business through this if it was improved a bit more. And unfortunately, there's a country out there that the Big C. Is that the right? Can you say the Big C? I'm not talking about Canada.
It's the People's Republic.
So
China.
They're going the opposite way, and they got pissed off at the game Animal Crossing, and now they're taking online gaming away from the people entirely outside their borders. Now, as of this last week, if you're inside China, you can't play somebody that's in Europe.
Yeah, it's pretty harsh, but no surprise there.
Yeah, really.
Just sorry, I don't want to go on any political tangents here. I just got pissed off when I saw that, and I thought it was something fucking crazy.
Yeah,
taking away our gamer friends.
Yeah, because of Animal Crossing.
Animal Crossing?
Isn't it crazy? Like this game that's supposed to relax you, ends up being the game that takes down regimes. But it's weird. I mean, this Animal Crossing, the NFL draft is going on next week, and they're using Animal Crossing to pick their players. Like, they're going to the camps of each of their players. Like, they're going to their islands and trying to get them to come to their island and move over there. So, Animal Crossing is something else. Yeah, the NFL draft's coming up next week, guys.
Yeah.
Any predictions on that?
Well, my island is looking pretty good, and I'm wondering if I might get a dodo code to the NFL.
Yeah, you might.
Possibly.
What position do you play?
It's shovel.
Shovel pass. We need a quarterback, so you can do it well. There you go.
No, shovel. Yeah, shovel.
So
for digging. Yeah, shovel.
Steve, you got any predictions for the Vikings draft at all? Like, we got a lot of picks, don't we?
Yeah, we've got, I believe it's 5 picks in the first 3 rounds. That's pretty good. I'm hoping we can get, if not a new wide receiver, maybe trade to get OBJ. I hear there's a lot of rumors of that going around, that he's for us to trade for if we wanted to. He would be open to it. I really want us to work on the offensive line. If we have this many picks, let's get a couple offensive linemen, a cornerback, and a wide receiver. Like, let's actually fill up. Let's get what we need. We got time to. We got the picks. Let's do it.
Let's do it. That's football.
Let's do it. Football.
You ready
Get
for
in
football
there.
there,
Get after
Damen? Damen?
Yeah.
You got any picks for the football games?
Unfortunately, I got nothing, man. I have been kind of sports zoned out. It's been no sports to really watch,
Yeah,
what are you saying, man? There's been plenty of sports to watch.
Well,
Michael Jordan just had a documentary.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I liked how it started.
Yeah.
Can't wait for the rest of it. Really in depth about the last year of his run with the Bulls.
So last week we did good sports memories. Since there aren't any sports right now, like Damon's making a case here, let's talk about some of our bad sports memories. Do you want to?
Yeah.
I'll start it
do it.
off. Like
Horrible.
the first one I can remember is the '98 Vikings right away with Gary Anderson missing that kick, him being 100%. You know, like all season long.
Yeah.
I had to miss watching that game. Luckily, I guess I had to go to work and stock. Weird, coincidental. I was stocking toilet paper when I got a page from my dad saying that Gary Anderson missed the kick. I had a pager,
Whoa.
and
The 90s, baby.
yeah,
It's cutting edge technology.
yeah, and I couldn't believe it, so I had to go to the payphone and call Dad to see if that was true. I don't know if I called the payphone. I think I had a cell phone, but I don't know. But yeah, that sucked. That I couldn't believe it. Like it was like, oh, okay, they're going to win. And you know, like the thing that really pissed me off about that game is that they kneeled at halftime
Oh yeah. Instead of
just
trying
like
to.
taking a strike and trying to get like another field goal or like a they had like 2 plays
Hmm.
left and they just kneeled the last play. I don't know if they had 2 plays left, but whatever. You know, like they lost and it sucked. So that's my
Yeah, and that game is so historic that there's a How I Met Your Mother episode about it. I mean,
Whoa.
that's how painful that episode is,
I mean
or that real thing is. There's an episode about it,
yeah.
Both the episode and the episode are painful.
Yes, it was like a psychotic episode for me. Just lost it.
That was a big Randy Moss year, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
Oh,
like that
man.
really awesome team with Randy Moss and Robert Smith and Gary Anderson, Chris Carter.
Chris,
I think Reed was on it too.
Dude, I remember having a friend, and like I'm in high school at this point, and having a friend being like, "We gotta go to Minneapolis and riot," and thinking, "This dude, why? Why?"
what?
Like one of us has a driver's license, so we should.
Let's drive our car up there to torch somebody else's car.
Oh man, we had one of those in Mankato one time.
Yep.
I saw it.
Not fun.
Oh yeah, yeah. That was cray cray. I luckily was far away from there, but I had friends that had front row seats.
Yeah,
Mm.
I walked up that hill.
Yeah.
I got a. That was after a sports game. That was after a MSU football game. It was a really hot day that day, and
Yeah.
there was lots of people drinking. There was a big party in the parking lot with kegs and stuff, and the cops wanted to shut it down, and they came in full force. And then the kids, being all pissed off that they lost the game and being all hot and bothered, just started rioting for no reason. Like well, I suppose the reasons I just said, but. But it was bad. The SWAT team came through, and I was sitting at my friend's house down the hill, like a couple miles away, and I get a call from my cousin, and he's like, "Are you up on campus?" And I'm like, "No, why would I be up on campus?" He's like, "There's riots," and I'm like, "Well, aren't you in South Dakota right now? He's like, "No, I'm in Mankato, man." So I walked up there,
Yay.
and yeah, I saw big tanks rolling down the street with water cannons and tear gas all over, and multiple helicopters and SWAT team members locked arm in arm, walking down the streets, making sure to get people. It was bad. It was really bad.
Horrible.
Yeah, I heard a firsthand account of cop car rolling through and somebody just taking a 40 and just like smashing it on the windshield, and the cops just kept going, because they were just so outnumbered at first.
Yeah, it was
It was absolutely out of control.
100% out of control. It was bad.
Yeah.
It was bad.
We at FuzzJockRadio do not condone that kind of behavior.
No, not
Yes.
at all.
Do not riot.
Yeah.
Do you guys have some bad sports memories?
I remember 2009. That's pretty bad.
No, it was 2009
Brett Favre.
again. Oh
Brett
yeah,
Favre
Brett
throwing
Favre.
the interception and the Saints cheating to hurt
Oh
him.
yeah.
That was horrible.
God,
The Saints were
so
cursed
bad.
ever since, though.
Yeah. I think
Super
they
Bowl
just
that
put,
year.
They just put out way too much bad karma, though. I mean, just watching other games, they were out to hurt people. Like they were hitting people, like just in ways that just were unnecessary. Just even like knocking guys out of bounds, they would just destroy guys, knocking them out of bounds and stuff.
Oh,
So I just knew coming up to that it was going to be just ugly, and of course it was.
Yeah, they had bounty trophies going on and stuff like that.
Yeah.
If you knocked out the quarterback,
you get a bonus.
Yep.
It's about the most unlike thing possible is like, hurt your opponent, It's like, dude, this is sports ball, not war ball.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think that's something that a lot of people forget about, sometimes when they're in competition with other teams or other people, it's not about it's you want to win, but it's not about hurting the other person to win.
Yeah.
At least it shouldn't be.
It shouldn't be. Not at all. And that's with a lot of things, like not just sports.
Like especially boxing.
Just some friendly punching to the face.
Well, honestly, no, you're absolutely right. You'll see those boxers and a lot of the UFC fighters and stuff like that after fights, more than not, give each other hugs and say, congratulations to each other and say, you fought well. There's a lot of sportsmanship there.
Mm-hmm.
And they're not there
there's
to
a lot
kill.
Of respect,
Yeah, there's
just
a lot
takes
of
balls to get in there,
Yep, and they're not there to kill them.
No one's going for anything fatal.
No,
intentionally.
Not until Fight Island happens and there's no more food for them.
Yeah. Stay tuned.
Damen, you have a bad sports memory?
Yeah, actually I do. So, when I was a kid, first getting into football, your favorite team makes it to the Super Bowl and, they lose.
I don't know that feeling.
And for me as a kid, it was the Buffalo Bills.
Oh, that's a callback to one of our old episodes with Colin talked about the Buffalo Bills. Let us hear your experience.
Well, I was just young and, like, yeah, we're going to the big game. We're going to win. Nope. 4 times in a row, disappointed.
That sucks so much, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, we heard Colin
sure
talked
Colin
about it too, and he said that it got to a point where they knew they weren't going to win, but there's still that hope and there's still that thread. And there's a good documentary about it too that I watched, and just heartbreaking.
You showed me that, the 30 for 30.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's really good.
And man, after seeing that, I just want to say, anytime anyone mentions it, props to those Bills.
Yeah.
That's such a great team. Such a great team, and of course, you get that feeling we're not going to win, but there's always hope. Like you don't just. It's probably impossible not. I mean, you don't play a Super Bowl game and like hope you lose.
And the fans,
right?
you fans were so awesome during that time too. Like you guys didn't care that you didn't win. Or I mean you did, but but at the same time, like you congratulated the kicker and like you made him a really awesome person, and you felt for the team, and so like you just wanted to pick the team up and pick the instead of just drowning your own sorrows of losing 5 times in a row, 4 times. So, James, you gotta.
It's I could say there might not be a fan base that knows sportsmanship like a Buffalo Bills fan base.
Yeah.
So props to also the Buffalo Bills fan base.
Yep, exactly.
Incredible fan base.
Mm-hmm.
James,
my bad sports memory was being super pumped up over Bomba season and that first playoff game against the Yankees. I got deflated so fast, dude. I didn't even make it to the 7th inning, and I was like, no.
Another baseball.
Such a defeat.
Oh, that was so bad.
And it never got better.
No,
it got a little better. I mean, we weren't shut out, in the subsequent games. So,
It really sucks that we have to play the
Yeah.
Yankees so early in playoffs or at all. I
Mhm.
propose putting the Yankees into their own league,
It's like
like we did with the New England Patriots. They are in their own league. They just get to play against themselves.
Yeah. It destroyed them.
It did.
Yeah.
So I'm
Yeah.
proposing
Oh, yeah.
Belichick doesn't have Tom Brady. He lost his backup with Janine Garofalo because of Brady, who then ditched him, and they didn't win the Super Bowl. And now Belichick's. We did it. We defeated him.
So season
We
2,
did it.
I'm proposing that the Yankees are in their own league, and look how it's going.
Yeah.
Look how it's going.
The Yankees haven't won a single game all season.
Not at all.
Yep. While the Twins
That's
are,
silver lining there.
should be 35-0 at this point with like at least 40 bombas.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a Twins moment as well. Twins Yankees moment. Do you guys remember the playoffs from 2009?
Yes.
That obvious foul ball that Joe Mauer hit.
That's
Umpire was like, "Oh, I don't have my glasses on."
That's exactly where my mind was going when I mentioned it
Whoa.
sucks that we have to play the
Yeah.
Yankees so much because one, they cheat. And that's right. That's the obvious sign of cheating right there.
Oh yeah, when even the umps are cheating for you, it's so bad.
Yep.
And you got the A-Rod and all the other guys who are doping too. It's just like, dude,
Ah,
get out of here.
yeah,
Yeah.
doping. I mean,
I
how often is it gonna ruin us?
it disappoints the fans too when we find out that this awesome player like a McGuire all of a sudden
Mhm.
is using steroids, and it's like that's the reason why he's good. It's not because he's a good player. Like and all these kids look up to these people, and then I mean. The years of drug use that have gone through Major League Baseball is just is alarming, Um, it's
Especially
too bad.
considering they were looking for it.
what's that?
Well, they were looking for it. It's just they kept changing what they were taking. So then once they just wouldn't adapt to the new dope. Like, they didn't really
Yeah.
want to know. That's the thing with baseball. They never want to know.
Well, just kind of like the Astros this last season. They don't want to. They just like washing it underneath the rug. Like they really didn't.
Yep.
They really didn't
You
do
mean-
anything.
You mean the Houston Asterisks?
Yeah, that's great. That's right. I mean, like even think about this. Like they whoever got suspended or whatever, but like baseball's not even going right now. So are they serving their suspension right now, or does it start when baseball season starts?
No, it's already started.
Oh, cool. Yeah, that'll show them.
Uh,
It's gonna show.
it's like it makes you. I don't know. It like you lose faith in baseball when stuff like this happens.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, oh, what was that other? There's other examples of baseball, like really disappointing you. What's that?
Like the White Sox, and way before we were around.
This is a great story. The 1919 World Series of the White Sox and the Cincinnati Reds. Pretty famous scandal of the White Sox players, getting in with some gamblers and getting paid to throw the series. And they did. There's a pretty good movie based on it called 8 Men Out, actually. I would recommend that movie. As well as, fun fact, because of this scandal, this is what made baseball instill a commissioner of baseball. So the first commissioner of baseball was in 1920 after. So baseball's been a little bit, it's kind of been part of the mob for a while.
It's weird because like there's also that period of time where they did lockouts of free agents. And none of all the teams were team owners were in cahoots to not pick up any free agents, so it made it so nobody was being traded off of teams that they didn't want to be on, and like the owners were taking losses, but they were going to win from it. Like it's
Yeah.
it's almost like baseball's been hoodwinking us this whole time.
Yeah.
Like
They
They're
are.
part of the mob.
it's horrible, and
We love it.
it's been happening since the very beginning. And it's America. Oh, but it's America's pastime. It's America. Is that what it is?
Perfect.
America's sport.
Perfect. Nailed it.
Yeah. We're going to lie and cheat to win, and you're gonna love it because this is baseball.
But the Bomba Squad is here to save us.
Yeah,
You know who else is there to save us?
No one else except the Bomba Squad.
There's gonna.
The bump.
The lineup of heroes: Nelson Cruz, Miguel Sano, Josh Donaldson.
Okay. Well.
Oh man, so many great players.
I'm going to back up from harping on baseball so much because there are good stories that come out of baseball, and because of Bicycle Day, we want to kind of talk about that happened yesterday. We kind of want to talk about Doc Ellis is one of those stories.
Yep.
A dude that took a bunch of LSD before he pitched a game and hit it through a no-hitter.
What?
Yeah.
Is that real?
Yeah.
yeah. He thought he was supposed to have a day off, so he went and was hanging out with some friends, dosed up, and then afterwards, he saw something on TV, or he saw that he was on the lineup card on TV. He's like, oh shit, I better get down to the stadium. So he was yeah, by the time he got out to pitch, he was tripping balls.
It was.
And
Yeah.
and yeah, I mean there's videos out there where he kind of describes it, and it's pretty wild, man.
Crazy.
And to pitch a no-hitter, that's crazy enough on any day, but
Yeah.
he must really
I
be in
can't
the zone.
even imagine.
But I think the story is something
Yeah.
like he walked 9 people, hitting 3 of them, and he didn't know
Yeah, he
what
hit a couple
side of the
guys.
plate they were on.
Oh,
He
he
would
couldn't
walk
s-
behind people.
He says that he could see. He couldn't see the batter, but he knew if they were on the left or the right side of the plate. And then the catcher had put on tape onto his fingers so he could see the different combinations of the finger signs that he was making. It also took a bunch of other drugs. When he
Yes.
got to the stadium,
Yep.
a bunch of uppers, just try to get off the LSD, but obviously that doesn't
Yeah,
help.
that was super common in baseball during that period too. It was just everybody taking amphetamines and stuff. You
Yeah.
watch some of the old baseball footage, it's just the mannerisms and the way people are conducting themselves out there. You're that dude is not. He is on something.
Baseball.
Pretty funny to watch that. Watch older footage like that through that different lens. You're like, oh yeah, he's fucking tweaking.
Mhm.
Whoa.
Good history of that. That's what they did back in the 70s. I mean, they get it from the fans, in the stands. They just go up to them. They buy it, get it for free, depending on who it was. Go into the dugout.
I mean,
see
it
what
was
the other guys had.
it was
split 'em
those
up.
times, it was the 70s during that time, free love and free drugs and lots of baseball. So, draft happened last week. The Lynx draft happened last week, or I should say, I'm sorry, the WNBA draft happened last week, which includes our friends the Lynx. And C-Dubs, I hear they did a good job.
Yeah, from what I've read and stuff, they got an A+ from a lot of the media out there. They believe that they had a wonderful draft. They got with their first pick, they got a center or a forward, and then they got 2 guards, one of which actually played with our rookie of the year last year. So they were UConn teammates. So that sounds like they'll be able to mesh right away from
Cool.
the beginning. So it sounds like the Lynx are ready to start up good whenever the season comes around.
Oh, that'll be fun. I can't wait. I mean, everybody can't wait, but I
No.
can't wait either. I mean, I can wait because I don't care. I really don't care because we need to stay inside, and I can actually wait. But
Yeah,
I
I can wait, but I'm also excited.
Yeah, are you?
Yeah, I'm excited for WNBA again.
Yeah. I am. Okay, so the Lynx draft's good. I just want to throw it out there that next week is the number one bad boy, Jordan Carr and the boys, or Jordan Carr. It's his birthday next week on the April 27th, next Monday. And
3 birthdays.
no, it's
The
one.
birthday show.
We've talked about 3 birthdays on this show.
Oh yeah, it's a birthday show. What the heck?
Yeah.
I didn't.
Again.
I knew that, guys. I knew that.
Yeah.
But what I'm trying to say is that he is throwing a show on the Facebooks and the Instagrams. Just looking it up right now. I should have had this up before. This is like my notes during everything.
I don't know what you're talking about. You have it ready. You're pointing at it right now. I can see all the details. They're wonderful.
The doors open
And I
at
think you should read it to the audience.
Well, I'm trying to, but you're interrupting me, man.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm interrupting you.
It's okay. No, it's all right.
He's got details like no one's ever seen.
Jordan Carr, sorry ma, it's my live stream. April 27th. The doors open at 7 p.m. Music starts at 7:15, and it's captioned "The Greatest Songwriter of the Quarantine Era." Starts and then ends, and then there's 8 p.m. for some reason. So there's 3 times.
I wonder who that's going to be.
7:15, and 8. So make sure to tune in. Go to Jordan Carr's Facebook page. We'll put a link in the description of the episode and everything. But yeah, that should be a good time. Help him celebrate his birthday. He's a dude that's been playing music around for a long time in the Mankato area and now in the Twin Cities. Played at Red Sky a lot. Helped the Sugar Room run their shows and stuff like that, and just a really good guy. So yeah, next week, make sure to tune in to his live broadcast right before our show. And with that, we do want to get to some other stuff and things. But first, I just want to, bring up the Overtime Showcase Finale Extreme. We're doing it a little early since we have a guest. So it's an overtime that's not in the regular overtime time. Damen,
That makes sense.
Yeah.
you have a segment prepared for us, I believe.
Yeah. So I'm gonna talk about a little bit different sport than we usually talk about on here. And I just want to give a shout out to the Omarama Gliding Club down located in Australia. These poor guys are unfortunately grounded right now by the COVID. They're locked down pretty heavy down under as well. They also are just coming out of a certification glitch they had with the authorities down there, so they weren't able to fly for about a month. And now with the COVID shutdown, obviously, their operations are pretty much on hold until September. But really cool stuff. They're going into winter down there. Not obviously not as severe as it is here, but they're still able to do some gliding. Fortunately, looks like most of sport aviation here in the U.S. Is still going okay. Obviously, fewer flights, fewer commercial flights, but a lot of the smaller stuff is still up there. It'll be really interesting to see, kind of how, as the weather gets nicer here and people are wanting to get out in those lighter forms of sport aviation, how they'll be affected. But I think they'll be fairly okay here. But what it really is impacting is, it's tough to get new people and young people into the sport right now because you can't really do any dual instruction, because you get 2 people in these tiny little gliders and stuff, and it's, there's just no room for social distancing. They're basically shoulder to shoulder. So that's what's, impacted a lot of the gliding clubs. And, around here, the Civil Air Patrol does quite a bit of gliding, with young people, to get young people into not only aviation, but the STEM fields and stuff. So unfortunately, a lot of that stuff's on hold right now. along with a lot of other sports, but they're hanging in there.
Hanging in there.
Yeah. Uh,
I like that.
and I've,
Very
you know, I've
interesting.
just
Hang
always
gliding
thought
in
gliding
there.
was, yeah, either hang gliding or, enclosed gliders, because those guys go out and really but with their judgment of the weather and the sun being out, they outfly birds and stuff. Um, so it's a really cool facet of the aviation world.
Nice. I like that.
Yeah.
Never even thought of that. Like it's really nice, and that's why we have guests like you on here to bring up things that we probably would never even think of how things like this affect different things. And yeah, hopefully we can figure this out so people can still go hang gliding and stuff.
I got a question.
Yeah.
You say like aviation sports, and like it's a group of different activities. What are some of the examples of
Oh, well,
others?
so, kind of in the sport aviation category, you're going to have things like, obviously your hang gliders. There's also like the parafoil wings and stuff,
Hmm.
like the gyrocopters. Skydiving falls in there. The wingsuit guys. Um, there's motor gliders.
Yeah,
What you're more classic, what you think of, with the cockpit and the really long, thin wings. More of your, traditional glider. Um,
nice.
and obviously around here, they're limited to, by the weather. It's pretty inconvenient if it's really cold. You're obviously not going to want to be out there
Or
hanging
windy
naked under a hang
too.
glider. Yeah. Yep. Limited by wind, for sure.
Hmm.
So that, their weather, and a lot of the gliding stuff where they're non-motorized, they're looking for really specific weather conditions. Um, Basically, they're looking for, an atmosphere that's not totally stable, not crazy unstable like thunderstorm days.
Yeah,
But, they're looking for a pretty specific set of conditions to go out, which, you're usually going to get when it's a little nicer out.
yep,
You're not going to get those so much in the winter. Yeah.
for sure. No, it's an interesting other side of some other sports and activities.
Mm-hmm.
Aviation.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah. And
Pretty much
there's
anything
actually
I
a place
played on Pilot Wings was included in that.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, and I haven't had a chance to make it down there, but there is a guy in Rochester, where they'll take you out on the river there, um, and they, I think, I'm saying Rochester. I think I mean more like what's west of Rochester, like, or east of Rochester, like Red Wing,
Yeah.
like somewhere in there along the river, and they'll actually tow you up off of a boat, on a dual hang glider that has floats on it, and they'll take you around on like a little hang glider flight, and then come back down and land in the water with you.
Yeah, they have a lot of
Um,
cliffs with the riverbanks for you to jump off of and stuff like that.
yeah.
Very cool.
So, that's the Overtime Showcase Finale Extreme. We got some time, guys. We got some time to showboat. What are we going to talk about?
Well, I wanted to show you guys this boat I have. So
Ah, nice boat, dude. Cool.
Dude,
thank you. Thank
ship
you.
in a
I made
bottle,
it myself.
bro.
Yeah. I got a couple ships in a bottle on Animal Crossing.
Yeah?
Oh.
How was that?
Yeah. I didn't build them. Someone gave them to me.
Ooh, gift.
Hmm.
Well, I would like to say that something that I'd like to showboat about is that we got another what do you call it? Another show on Fuzz Talk Radio. That's what it's called. The radio shows, the Fuzz Talk Radio stuff that we do here, what we're on, that what you're listening to right now. We got another show that premiered earlier today, so unfortunately, if you didn't tune in, you missed it. But it will be broadcasting every Monday, at 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. It's the Dungeon with Easy B. Our friend Easy B wanted to come back. He had a show 3 years ago. Went live for about a year, and then had some stuff come up. But he contacted me and he's like, "Hey, can I have my show back?" And I'm like, "Yeah." It's
Nice.
Cool.
like a bunch of metal and death metal and rock and just a bunch of stuff. So make sure to tune in Mondays,
Awesome.
7 p.m. to 9 p.m. right before our show, and then you can just go right into FuzzJock Radio. And then, of course, on Thursdays from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. we have the Rabbit Hole. Fridays, the Ethan Cleric rebroadcast, the Ethan Cleric show rebroadcast from on Fridays from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. And then you come into Sunday, and you have the iconic Dagger Radio with Dagger Chuck. Sundays from 9 p.m. to 1 a.m. All on FuzzTalkRadio.com, and just stay tuned in. Keep tuned in to our Facebook pages, our Twitter pages, Instagrams, and you'll know when we have a new show, so you don't have to miss out.
And
So-
tell your friends.
Yeah, tell your friends. That's the
Yeah,
biggest
Tell
thing.
Sure.
tell your enemies.
Tell your enemies too. Hey,
Yeah.
you dumbass.
They talking shit about you on this show. You better listen.
No, not
Yeah.
that. Not that. Not that. say something like,
Hey, whatever. Trying to get some listeners.
Yeah.
you would know if you listen to Fuzz Talk Radio, right?
We should
Speaking-
make sure you also
speaking
check
of-
out Fuzz Talk Shop.
Yes, fuzztalkshop.com. We have new hoodies up and new shirts, and there's constantly new merchandise for you to peruse. If you don't want to buy anything, that's cool. If you want to buy something for somebody else, that would be even better. If you want to buy something for yourself, awesome. So make sure to go to fuzztalkshop.com and buy some of your Fuzz Talk Radio merchandise needs or apparel, or it's getting nice out. Maybe get that tank top that you've been thinking about. So yeah, a lot of
Speaking of
good
Fuzz
things.
Talk Radio shows, I got a chance to listen to a good chunk of Dagger Chuck last night. It was awesome. It was killer. I would highly recommend that.
It usually is.
Great.
Yeah.
That
It's a
reminds
great
me.
show.
I don't know why I didn't think of this earlier when I was introducing you, Damen. Damen used to have a show on Fuzz Talk Radio.
Oh yeah, one of the first, one of the originals.
Yeah, what was it called? The Deep Science or
The Deep Science. Yeah.
Deep Science, where he would just talk about science.
It's amazing.
It was
Dude.
It was awesome.
You
Yeah.
you didn't really introduce Damen much other than saying he's a guest host.
I'm right. Damen.
and you like usually would be like, oh, Damen, tell us about yourself, where you're from, or like say this is how we know Damen. And man, there's a rich history. Like we all know Damen and have known him for a while.
Yeah.
And we love Damen, and we have a lot to say about Damen, I'm sure.
Damon's a great guy. He's a great guy. He's a great friend. He's a great sound guy. He's a great drummer. He's a great sound technician. He's a great. He has a great beard. He's just great overall. He has a great girlfriend. She has a great dog. They have a great apartment that I haven't been to yet. I have seen
It is.
now. Yeah, Damen. What's up?
Oh, you guys are just way too nice. It's it's been a real honor knowing you guys over the years too. And you're welcome anytime that you're in the neighborhood, man.
Yeah.
Um,
You.
Which hopefully we can do more of after the craziness clears up here.
Yeah. How long have we known each other now? It's been.
It's been at least 15, if not longer.
I would say about
17
years.
Yeah.
And that's why I didn't introduce him, because I just assumed that everybody knows who Damen is.
Yeah,
You
fair
know.
point.
I apologize, and I shouldn't do that because, this is your time
Well,
to
they
shine.
do
This
now.
is the reason why we have you as a host. But we're gonna absolutely have you
Wanted to
back
know.
again too, because.
If we wanted to know if he'd come back.
But yeah, no, it's been a long. No, wait a minute. I was gonna say it's been a long 18 years of knowing you, No, like that time has gone by so fast, and
Mhm.
uh, he's definitely a dear friend.
It really has, man. I mean,
It's like I've seen old pictures of us, like at a like a psychosynthetic show, at like hooligans or something like that, and
Wow.
it was Damon
yeah,
putting
yeah, those were the good, man.
laying the cables for the mics, and me just kind of standing there like I'd do, and looked like looked very young. But yeah, it's crazy. Damon taught me how to wrap um, cables
It's a good
because
skill.
there's a very good skill that not a lot of people know how to do. Um,
No, and it'll make you very employable if you can. It sounds silly, but it's critical. It's absolutely critical. And the more serious the job, the more serious they take it. Like up, like I've heard instances of people doing like, really expensive video cables wrong and like getting a ticket home, because it's a big deal. They take it seriously, you know.
yeah,
People laugh at it like, but no, it's an important skill. Um, and hey, let's not forget that time that you learned how to be a sound man all on your own at the Moonshiner. Remember that when you were doing the Moonshiner open mic?
yep. Um,
Yeah,
over the years of watching Damon be a sound man, and then also him showing me some of the ropes, and I learned from him how to run sound at it, so I can take a soundboard and run sound now. It's awesome.
He actually helped out
yeah,
when I got my sound gig at Red Sky, quite a bit,
yeah.
mentoring me on the board and all the rack extensions, compressors, and isolators, and man, stuff I don't even know the names for.
Damon,
Because you didn't teach me that part, Damon. You didn't teach me all the names for things.
You saved my ass once too many times that I've shown up with us not knowing what the hell we're doing. And you're like, this is just plug into the DI port. We got this.
Yeah, so I got this. No, just you guys just do your thing. It's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fun fact, that that sound system, that was the exact same sound system that both of you guys learned on, because the Red Sky sound system became the Moonshiner sound system
yep,
eventually.
yep.
Yep.
Uh, and somebody ended up buying that stuff when they sold it off, didn't they?
My friend Bennett.
Yeah. Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
Okay.
So with Sapphire Send Off and Phantom Feedback, yeah, we got
Yeah.
that board.
Okay.
yeah. So it's still in the family.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. Well, I still have a bunch of rat gear if you ever need any.
Okay, we'll take it.
Yeah.
Also, Damon taught me how to open up a beer with a lighter. I did
Ooh.
not know how to do that, and would get frustrated a lot, and finally figured it out. And
So
because
like Damon's our dad.
yeah, it's kind of what it sounded like.
Taught me how to shave.
Yeah. Uh,
And then not to.
Yep.
Yeah.
So yeah, yeah. So this is Damon, our host. He's a good guy
And dear friend.
and dear friend. And if you ever come across him, make sure to give him respect. Because he deserves it. What do you guys have going on next week?
What's the date? I don't know. Does that matter? There's probably
So
going to be like a Tuesday next week, I think. So, or like maybe a
wrap.
Thursday. Are
Yeah,
those things going to happen?
yeah,
I don't know.
yeah. Watch
Yeah.
some more. I'm gonna watch that Michael Jackson or Michael Jordan. Watch that Michael Jordan documentary if I can find the
Yeah.
episodes. I'll find the episode somewhere. That sounds really neat.
Yeah, that sounds fun.
We got to make sure to tune in to Jordan Carr's birthday bash on Monday. So
Absolutely.
don't forget to do that, guys. And
Yeah, I
possibly
got that one
promote
on the
it too
calendar.
if you
That'll
can.
be right before our show.
Yeah, promote it.
Mm-hmm.
Share the links. Help them
Yeah.
out. I don't know what I'm going to be doing next week either. Because as we came to the conclusion
Oh.
last week. When you guys leave me, I'm gonna just be sitting here by myself again. What were we gonna say, James?
Is it Earth Day? What day is Earth Day? Is that on Wednesday? Earth Day. Happy Earth Day, everyone. At
22nd.
some point. Yeah, on Wednesday, dude. We're gonna celebrate Earth Day.
On Wednesday, we're gonna celebrate
Yeah.
Earth Day. That'll
Happy
be nice.
birthday,
Great
Earth.
idea.
Happy Earth Day.
Earth. Wow, it's all ties together. Like honestly, guys, like we don't plan this like this at all. It's just kind of comes together, and it's great. I really hope that you guys are like everybody's enjoying themselves tuning into us.
Yeah, they are. They love it.
I am.
Oh yeah.
Uh,
I just wanted to say that I think the Earth looks really good for being 4 billion years old.
yeah.
Oh,
And
yeah.
Very
I
true.
hope, I think I want to just wish it another happy 4 billion. You know.
Mm-hmm. If we're here or not,
Yeah.
Yeah.
because we're doing a good job right now.
Okay.
So we will be back next week. Maybe with another host, maybe not. We'll have to talk about how this one went because this is our first host of the new season.
Mm-hmm.
But we will be back. Don't worry. I think this went
With
well.
more.
Damon, I think this went well.
Yeah. That was a good time. It was. Thanks
you-
for having me, guys.
Okay.
We're gonna come back with even more upgrades too.
More upgrades. Should we just wrap it up, guys?
I think we're good.
think
I
we're
could
good.
sing a song.
You want to sing a song?
Nah.
No?
Nah, I'll save that for my Facebook Live concert.
FuzzJock Radio, Season 2.